Welcome back, everybody. Glad you could be here again. As you can see, I'm back in the garage. I'm sweating because it's hot out, again, mid-afternoon. But today we're gonna do something a little bit different. Today, I'm gonna introduce you to the new project. So this is Ebony-zer, my daily driver. It's a 99 Jeep Cherokee, as you can tell. Likes to say it loud and proud right on the front. Basically, Jeep just stands for junk on extremely expensive parts. I got a nice hood that doesn't line up. Basically just redneck ram air. You guys notice on the front of this thing, I did get a set of these Rusty's bumpers with a Baja bar. They were cheap. It was like 600 bucks for the set. So front and rear, $600 is definitely better than 600 a side. So budget is the name of the game with this one. As you guys can see, it's already on a 4.5-inch lift. It's not the best lift in the world, but for 1,400 bucks is about as good as I can get. And quick. It's just your run-of-the-mill rough country 4-inch lift, or 4.5-inch, whatever you want to call it. They came with the leaf springs and shocks and everything, so I said, well, for something quick, because the bushings on everything else were already torn up, so I might as well get something fast and slap it on there. So I did. I also got the fuel wheels for it. I don't even remember what they're called, but I thought they looked cool. Those are definitely faux beadlocks, not real beadlocks, because that's how we roll around here. Got a good set of Cooper tires on it, at least. So, got that going for me. And if you guys look under here, you'll see the 4-inch lift again. Big, tall springs in there on what is the world-famous Dana 30 front axle, which is ready to snap faster than your girlfriend on that time of the month when her dog just died. So, we actually have to get that replaced. I have a replacement for that. It's sitting over in the garage. I'll show you guys here in a second. As you guys can see here, I have a junkyard pulled Dana 30. What I did have done to it, though, is some heavy duty mounts welded to it. It was straight and everything, so I had the guys at, Ultimate Off-Road, that was the name of it. Okay, shop here in town. I had them weld some heavy-duty mounts, top and bottom, and everything was straight on it, so they went and cleaned it up, painted it. After they got all the mounts on, went through it, nothing looked wrong inside the diff. So I said, go ahead and get everything done, and now I have to put some ball joints on it. And I also have some inner axle seals because I don't know how bad the ones are inside it, but might as well replace them anyway. Let's take a step on the inside real quick. Oh yeah. Basically, completely stock interior besides this sweet Pioneer head unit that doesn't work because, well, it just doesn't work. I don't think there's anything hooked up behind it. The speakers are probably blown out. Basically, it's there just to save that space for later. Otherwise, this thing has like 175,000 trouble-free miles. That's a lie. There's plenty of trouble with this thing. But that's why it's the other project. So in case you guys didn't know, this is my daily driver. It probably gets about 15 miles to the gallon, which is great, I know. Some other things that I have to do to it. I definitely need to get speakers in here. It's driving me nuts having to use a little Bluetooth speaker that I set behind me here on the little center console. Jeez, it's hot in here. All right, just so I can prove to you guys. Oh yeah, there it is, 175,000 miles. I also have these sweet windows that don't like to work until you close the door. Isn't that awesome? That's a grounding issue that I'm gonna have to fix. I'm not exactly sure where along the ground it is, so I'm gonna have to go into the door jamb and pop everything off and make sure all the wires in there are at least connected. I also have this awesome no bus signal, which basically if you just push right there, the gauges come back. And if you look over here, I'm reading oil pressure and I haven't even started the thing yet, which is another fun fact I learned after I bought it, so I had to go and get a little mechanical oil gauge and put that in myself. It is running plenty of oil pressure. I just for some reason don't have a good signal running to my gauge. So I disconnected the sending unit, put in my own mechanical gauge. So enough of that. So besides all the fun stuff that I have to keep fixing, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna put on a new exhaust. And let me show you guys what that is real quick. So I ended up picking up this recently. It's the Banks Monster exhaust. It's basically just a catback system that just bolts right into place. It's supposed to give us 108% better flow, but whatever. It's just gonna fix what we have on the back, and I'll show you guys that here in a second. But what I also had to do is I had to go and get another catalytic converter because I guarantee that mine is completely clogged up. So we're gonna go ahead and replace that while we're under there. It's just good measure. So let's get to it. If you guys look right here, you can see the exhaust. It doesn't like to hang on the hanger. That's basically so you can point it at your haters and roll coal, which in a gasoline engine isn't a good thing, but that's why we're gonna be fixing this thing. I did get it for cheap, guys, so don't worry. But you can see right here, exhaust hanger came off, whatever. I might actually just weld the clamp right to it and then bolt everything up. But you can see right here, it's actually been banging on this bolt for the leaf spring pack. So this is gonna go. We're gonna replace it with some good stuff. The other thing I wanted you guys to see is this muffler has about 4 different cracks in it in various places. And I like that when I grab it, it basically feels like a pop can. Also, not a good sign. So, much needed. And this catalytic converter has probably been on there the entire time, but lucky for me, everything's rusted to it. So that's getting the death wheel today. We're just gonna zip everything off and hopefully it comes apart. And remember, kids, safety first. If you guys look right here, I don't know how deep I have to cut, but it looks like that thing basically welded itself to the exhaust pipe over time. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. All right, for good measure, we're gonna put a little bit of freeze off on there, just in case it puts up a fight, which I'm anticipating it will. And a little bit on the hanger. Here comes the fun part. You guys see what I'm doing here. I am basically cutting strips into this catalytic converter so I can peel it like a banana. It is so rusted on there, I couldn't get it to budge with my little sledge. So we're gonna try something a little bit different, see if I can get something in there and peel it back from the main pipe. But my God, is it stuck. Of course, I kind of expected that, so here we go. Alright, finally got everything buttoned up. Got the tailpipe on. What I had to do, however, was because my actual exhaust mount back here, the little hanger, it's like broken and rusted off, so I took another exhaust clamp and I just basically tack welded it. Don't judge me, alright? These welds aren't that good, but they will hold. Basically just had to tack weld that exhaust clamp to the actual hanger so it doesn't actually go anywhere. And Everything seems pretty solid. One of the other things I had to do is actually go get a little extension piece. Basically, what I did was I bought an aftermarket, you know, kind of universal fit MagnaFlow catalytic converter, and it was the same size as the muffler, and I wasn't about to weld all these flanges to it. So what I did was I went to an exhaust shop and had them just basically make a little extension right here to go from the cat to the muffler. Now later I'll probably go get a whole new downpipe and catalytic converter setup, but for now this is going to work really well. So stuck the extension on there, and what I found out was, even though MagnaFlow says this is 2 1/4 in and 2 1/4 out, it's actually 2 3/8. So good job. Had to go figure that out and make a 6-inch extension here and actually gap it out until we had 2 3/8 inside diameter, and then it fit right over, and everything seemed to fit really well after that. But as for the Banks exhaust, it looks pretty good. Definitely an improvement over that pile of junk. I think I've got 4 or 5 holes in this, oh my god, in this muffler right here. So this should be a huge improvement over stock. So let's start it and see how it sounds. There you have it, folks. The new Banks Monster exhaust on the 4-liter Jeep motor. Fit pretty well inside the Cherokee, not gonna lie. It bolted up pretty good, except for all the other crap I had to put on there to make sure that the cat fit with it. But I guess that's just a little bit more of a pain in the butt if you decide, like me, to go with something aftermarket and universal fit. Just know that if you go with universal fit, it basically means it doesn't fit everything. So you're gonna have to do a little bit of cutting, maybe some welding, but you know, all in all, everything went together pretty well after I got all that together. And then it sounds really good. It sounds better than stock. It's not that loud. I've heard some louder exhausts, but they're basically straight. Whereas this has a good tone, but inside the cab, it's not too loud. It sounds good, but I don't really hear it. All the other vibrations I still hear, but that's just because I have a lot of other things I gotta do. So, I don't know, I'm happy with it. And it gets rid of that little 2-inch exhaust I had on here, so now we go all the way up to 2.5. I know it's not very much, but instead of having that nasty muffler on there, we've got this Banks muffler on there, which is basically just straight through with a little bit of padding in there to quiet it down. So, as for the rest of the things I gotta do, I still have to put that new axle under here. I gotta press out the old ball joints, put the new ball joints in it, grease everything up. I've got a sound system I've got to get for this thing. I still have a ton of stuff left to do to this Jeep. But for those of you who are on my channel for all the quad content, sorry, this one wasn't really for that. But I like to do a lot of different things. I like to build everything myself if I can. I like projects. As you can see, this is one. So it's like a $2,800 Jeep I picked up when I moved out to Arizona. And it's gotten the job done. I know they're reliable. I've had one before. So now, we're just going to take it outside and beat on it a little bit more. I can hear all the Heim joints from the lift kit creaking right now, so I'm going to take it a little bit easy. But I hope you guys still enjoyed this video. Keep coming back, guys. I enjoy having you here. Happy when you guys like my video. Happy when you guys subscribe, comment, whatever. Keep coming back, and I'll have plenty more for you guys. So stay tuned, keep the rubber side down.